Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. And thank you so much to Blobs for sending me a puzzle about my birthday this year. It's not my birthday today, and I'm not going to wait till it is my birthday. I'm going to have a go at this today. And Blobs has found out somehow when Simon and I were born, and therefore what age we turned this year. And he's sent a puzzle for each of those birthdays effectively. So this one, as you can see, has what is correctly my birth year at the top and what is correctly the age I become this year. Now, I guess this might help me for once remember what age I am. It will surprise the younger among you that anybody would ever need any help remembering their age. But when you get to my age, you've had so many birthdays, it's not always instant to recall what the last one was. And I often end up having to subtract this number from the year to find out how old I am. But maybe this will stick it in my short-term memory for a bit longer than usual. Not that I am this age yet. I haven't had the birthday. And even Simon's isn't imminent. So I don't know. I won't be doing Simon's birthday puzzle tomorrow, but I might do it soon. The reason I won't be doing it tomorrow is another date-related issue. I believe he has told me to keep April the 1st free for a puzzle he's going to send me. Which bodes ill, frankly. We're going to see what happens with that. I don't know what to expect. What I do know to expect on April the 1st is that we will be publishing, because it's the first of the month, not because it's April Fool's Day, but because it's the first of the month, we will be publishing a new contest on Patreon. This is unbelievable. This is about the 4th day in a row, I think, it feels like, where drilling has begun behind me for the first time in the day, just as I start recording. Yes, that's very irritating. Anyway, Patreon. And also, at some point soon, possibly tomorrow as well, I don't know, Simon is going to be putting up his solve of Fistamofel's incredible Slitherlink Liars. Now, I have had a go at that puzzle myself as well. And it does not surprise me in any way that Simon Solve is over an hour long. So that'll be coming up for our Patreons. I mean, I suspect it's not going on the channel because it's a pretty attritional solve. It's not, I don't know. Certainly if you'd been watching my solve, you wouldn't have found it fun watching me solve it. You'd have found it a terrible grind at some points. Now, Simon doesn't normally get like that, but there may be some element to why. It's kind of for the hardcore. That's going on Patreon at some point. Now, what else have we got? Well, I mean, there's always the links under the video, of course. They will take you to Discord and Patreon and our apps and our merchandise, etc. And we recommend all of those. Oh, yeah, of course, there's something else. I haven't got it in here. I picked up this week at our snail mail depot a fascinating book of handwritten puzzles from a couple of people in somewhere on the east coast of the States. I think it was in New York State. I'm not sure now, but I will try and remember to have that with me tomorrow, and I'll show you this absolutely fascinating sort of handcrafted relic book, it looks like, which has got puzzles in it. And I think from glancing at it that we're meant to create another puzzle and send it on to someone who'll appreciate it. I don't know. It's going to be quite an expensive postal exercise if the author expects that to happen a lot. We shall see. But obviously we have a snail mail address as well. Actually, while I'm addressing that, I'm going to mention, somebody yesterday, this was it. Somebody yesterday asked, any idea how long the building work is going on at Marks? And didn't he say a few weeks ago that the drilling was meant to finish in 3 weeks? I did say that. I didn't believe it at the time, and I was proved right. The person from the contractors who told me that the drilling ought to finish in 3 weeks was apparently having a very strict builder's definition of drilling, and some other type of machine, which he doesn't call a drill, is going to carry on. And in the end, I think this building project, which I'm now told will last until June. I've been told different dates, none as late as that before. I've been told it'll last till June, and it will have gone on at that point for over 18 months. And it is a pain in the backside, I can assure you. As much, well, more for me than for you, from what the comments say. But I I do apologise for any sound that comes in from that. It is really irritating. They're converting a block of flats into a block of luxury flats, and somehow that is taking over 18 months. They had better be super luxury when they're finished. That's all I can say. And actually, we got another comment that I haven't addressed before. This was actually an email to us from somebody called, well, I shall call him Paul because that is his name, who said, can you turn the outro down on your videos because it wakes me up? I use your videos to go to sleep and I don't like it when the outro is so loud that it rouses me. I thought that was a bit of a backhanded compliment in a way. We don't mind people falling asleep to our videos, but we're not making them for you to fall asleep to. So I've turned my outros down a notch or two since then, but we're not going all the way to fade them out completely, I'm afraid. We're making videos for Sudoku lovers, not just for insomniacs. Anyway, let's have a look at this Happy 57th by Blobs. Normal Sudoku rules apply. The grey lines are palindromes that read the same in both directions. So obviously those cells will have the same digit in, and so will those, etc. Digits in cages sum to 12. Is 12 relevant to the 57th birthday? I don't think so. It's not even the day of the month. Anyway. Oh, negative constraint applies. No unmarked dominoes sum to 12. And that's quite interesting. So these two cells can't contain a 7 because you would have a domino that would have to be marked that would sum to 12. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, not used to that. Digits separated by a V sum to 5. There are 3 of those. Not all V's are shown. So there we go. I suppose 12 because 5 plus 7 and then 5 because 5. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Blobs, for commemorating my age this year in a puzzle, and I am delighted to have a go at it. I'm going to start now. You can try it on the link below the video. Let's get cracking. So this cell is on a V and in a 12. So that has to be 3 or 4 next to a 1 or 2. And these are on the palindrome. How far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 3, 4 is right in the middle. So these two have to be the same. We've got 3 12 cages in this box. So the other digits that aren't in the 12 cages are 1, 2, and 6. 6 doesn't go in a 12 cage because it would go with a 6. So that's on the palindrome. That's 1, 2, or 6 there. What else? This pair. This has to be a 6. Okay, this has to be a 6 because if this was a 1, 2 pair, you couldn't make this V. So that's a 6 and that's a 6. That's our first digit in the grid. This is not a 6. Now I've got a 1, 2 pair in the row. That's not very helpful. This second digit is 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's in a 12 cage on the palindrome. So that's 3 or 4. Up here it goes with an 8 or 9. Down here it goes with a 1 or 2, which form a pair, which isn't very useful. No. I was going to say it means this isn't 1 or 2, but actually I knew that from its being in a 12 cage. I've now got an 8, 9, 3, 4 quad in this column. Oh, look, this is 2 or 7 at the top because that sees 1, 6, and 5 up there. So 6 and 5, 6 in this column can be placed thanks to that 6. Can't be in the 12 cage, so it's got to be there. There's a 5 in one of those 2 cells. Anything to say it can't be there? No. This is the same as this. If they were different, that would be very useful for this cage, which would become a 5, 7 cage, but they're not. They are the same version of 3 and 4. Now, what next? There's obviously low digits here on the other V that I haven't looked at. 5 is in one of those cells. So this is not a 5, 7 cage. This is 3, 9 or 4, 8. And that means we've got a virtual 3-4 pair here. Whatever that is, it's using the other of 3 and 4 from this cage. So they're both used up there. That means this can't, oh, well, this already couldn't be 3, 4, 8 or 9. This cell is 5 or 7. So it's in a 5-7 cage. There are only 6 digits that can go in the 12 cages. That's a 5-7 cage. That's on the palindrome. So that's 5 or 7. That means this can't be a 5-7 cage. So it's another 3, 4, 8, 9. And now I've got a quadruple. And that is going to mean that 1 and 6 in this box are a pair here. This, oh, that means this is where 5 goes in box 1. That's on the palindrome, so that gives us a 7. This is a 2-7 pair at the top of the grid. The other cells in the row are 3, 4, and 8. 5, 6, 1, 2. Ah, look, again we've got a virtual 3-4 pair between those 3 cells. They must both be used in that. So the other cells in this column are from 7, 8 or 9. Not actually that useful. Now I mustn't forget the negative constraint. That might come into play somewhere, just when I'm not expecting it. No, I can't. Okay, it stops this being a 7. Yeah, that's really useful, because where does 7 go in this column? Oh, does it stop this being a 7? I suppose I'm thinking no unmarked dominoes sum to 12. Yeah, if the rules had been phrased slightly differently, so they'd said there is no possible, or you couldn't put any further dominoes in the grid because it couldn't overlap. That might be true. Anyway, I think I'm allowed to conclude that 7 in this column is there, not next to the 5. So in fact, this is another 1 or 2. That's a pair looking at that cell. This can't be a 5-7 cage because of that. So this is another 3, 4, 8, 9, and we're using up, we're using up another triple sort of thing. Sorry, a virtual pair is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I'm wondering if this has to be, yes, this does have to be a 5-7 cage. If this was a 3-9 or an 8-4, we'd have 5 cells in the row that would be 3, 4, 8 or 9. So that's not possible. So this is 5-7. We know the order. That puts 5 on the end of the palindrome. The next one can't be a 7 because it would be a domino that's not marked. It also can't be a 9. So 3, 4 or 8 there, which gives me 4, 8 or 9 next to it. This is also a 3, 4 or 8, 9. Oh, actually, yeah, this is a 3, 4 or 8, 9 cage. That cell is the same as that. So now I've got a weird 3, 4, 8, 9 quad in the box. 6 must be in one of those two. 5 somewhere. No, 5's also in one of those two. It's a 5-6 pair. The rest are 1, 2 or 7. I fear that this item on the palindrome is the middle of it. No, it's nowhere near the middle of it. That puts 1, 2 or 7 here where it can't be 7. These are the same cell, the same digit. So that's a 1, 2 pair forming both ways there. And that's a 1, 2 pair, so that is a 7 in the box. So there's another 7 in one of those two cells. Yeah, it's a really interesting puzzle. Right, this now can't be 5-7 either because of that. So we've got another 3, 4, 8, 9 quadruple. And we have to fit in 2, 5, 6 or 7. So this is 2 or 5. This can't be 2 because of that pair, or 5. So that's 6 or 7. And these, well, 2, 6 or 7 there. And I'll have a look at row 3 in a moment. I've got this 5. No, not that helpful, row 3 actually. But the last cell on it, on the palindrome, is 3, 4. Can't be 9 up here because of that 9. So it's 3, 4 or 8. And look, there's a triple suddenly emerging in row 3. So that's a 3, 4, 8 triple. This cell must be 9. That not only finishes its 12 cage, it's on the palindrome, so this is a 9. That means this is a 4, 8 cage. That means this is either 9, 3 or 7, 5. I suspect lots of things are popping free and I'm not spotting them now. 4, 8, 1, 2 in this row. This can't be 5 or 9. So where does 9 go in this row? It's only got one candidate cell there. Now this is a 4, 8 cage down here. That means that's a 4 or 8. As is that. So we've suddenly got a 4, 8 pair in the box. And this becomes a 3 in orange. Glad I marked that in orange. 1, 2, 1. That's a 1 on the palindrome. And this palindrome's nearly done now. Just the last or first cell in it to do. We've got a 5, 7 cage on the left. That's become a 2 every way you look at it. This is a 9. That's a 7. This is now another 4, 8 cage at the top. Yeah, this is good. This is a nice puzzle. Now, that can't be 3, and that's not actually much information. 4, 8. 5 can't be there, so in row 6 it's here. This is now a 6, 7 pair. This is a 4, 9 pair, so that's not 3 or 8. 4, 9 pair. 4, 9, 5, 1, 6, 7, 2, 3 and 8 in the middle row. Sorry, I can feel my throat going, so I'm going to treat myself to a drink of something in a second. 6, 7. Where does 9 go in this box? It's got to be there, I think. So that gives us a 3. That finishes the 4, 1. I think we're very much on the home straight now. That 4 is looking at this cell on the palindrome. And that becomes a 4 on the other palindrome. I think, oh no, the palindromes are all finished apart from the center of this 7-y one. 9, 4, 8. Don't know about that 2, 3 pair or this 6, 7 pair. That's become an 8. This is a 9. 2, 8, 6 triple. I can fill them in. That's a 1, 4, 3 triple, which I cannot fill in below. 2, 5, 8 triple. That's a 2, so they're all done. That's fixed the 3, 2 pair in the middle. This becomes a 3. This is a 5, I think. Haven't finished that or that. Now, 3 can't be there, 4 can't be there. This can't be a 1 either because it's seeing this 1, 2 pair. So this must be a right in 8. That's the number. That's probably not quite the last one in the grid. The last one in the grid goes there. That finishes the top row, which had the year number in it. And now everything is finishing off. We've got a 3, 7 to put in here. They can be written in. That's a 1. That flips over to the left side. 6 and 1. We get a 6 here. That's going to finish off the last pair below the top 3. And then we've got 2 and 7. And that finishes the puzzle. And happy 57th indeed. It will be later in the year, assuming I'm spared to make it. Thank you very much, Blobs, for sending that. Really interesting solve there. And I look forward at some point to attempting the one commemorating Simon's birthday as well. And we'll see how that one goes too. But brilliant. Enjoyed that and hope to see you again. Well, as I say, something special planned tomorrow. Don't know what it is, but I'm looking forward to it. And of course on Patreon, there will be our new contest tomorrow, 4 PM UK time. Hope to see you soon. As it is, bye for now.